Welcome to Wanderlust and Wishes, the podcast where we explore the world one destination at a time.
I'm Julie.
And I'm Krystle.
As travel agents with fantastical vacations, we are here to share our passion for travel and help you turn your wanderlust into reality.
From hidden gems to bucket list adventures, join us as we dive into the sights, sounds, and stories of our favorite destinations.
So grab your passport, pack your bags, and let's embark on this journey together.
Hi, everybody. Welcome to episode 70 of Wanderlust and Wishes. Today, we're going to cover Universal Studios. You can only choose one. I want to go ahead and give everybody a heads up that I have a little bit of a head cold, so my apologies if I sound a little nasally. First, we are going to cover some news, and then we'll jump into the topic.
First off, DCL is giving us a promotion, a massive promotion for World Gratitude Week. 40% off select sailings through the end of 2025. The 40% off offer is valid only for select sailings between October 17th and December 19th of this year. You must book by tomorrow, September 25th. So get with us today. We've already seen these fill and fly off the shelves. There are some caveats. These are guaranteed with restriction room categories. You have to be paid in full, and they are non-refundable. So guaranteed rooms means the ship picks your room. You don't get to pick where you're at. But if you want to get on a Disney cruise and then get a snazzy little placeholder for a 7-day longer, this is the way to do it. So there's a dozen different sailings that qualify on the Dream, Wish, Fantasy, Magic from Port Canaveral, Fort Lauderdale, a handful out of Galveston, and one or two in Puerto Rico.
You do get to pick your room category. You just don't get to pick the location of where that room is. So if you want a balcony room or a veranda room, you can choose a veranda room. They're just going to tell you where that room is. You don't get to pick where on the ship that's located.
But I was running a family of four, $2,400 for an inside stateroom over Christmas.
Yep. I know. I was looking at them too.
So hopefully I can report back that we booked something. keep putting feelers on there.
I was just thinking over Thanksgiving break and over the winter break, there's definitely dates that work for both of those. If you're trying to, go do something and stay under a certain budget, there were definitely things out there for under $3,000 and $4,000 for a 4 or 5 day cruise. They were really great options. Okay. So the candlelight processional dates and narrators have been announced. I'm going to run through them really quickly. For
so many new ones.
Yeah, there's a ton of new ones. I'm going to say new after the ones that has a new narrator. For November 28th and 29th, Constance Wu, new. December 30th through December 2nd, Jordan Fisher. December 3rd and 4th, Jennifer Garner, new. December 5th and 6th, Ashley Eckstein. December 7th and 8th, Ralph Macchio. December 9th and 10th, Leslie Uggams, new. December 11th through 13th, Marley Matlin. December 14th through 15th, Henry Winkler, that's new. December 16th through 17th, Lauren Daigle is new. December 18th and 19th, Gary Sinise. December 20th to 22nd, Brandon Frazier. December 23rd and 24th, Luis Fonsi. December 25th and 26th, Joel Smallbone, that's new. December 27th and 28th, Brie Larson, that's new. And last but not least, December 29th and 30th, Cheryl Lee Ralph, that's also new. So yeah, there's probably half of them are new narrators, which is really cool.
I know a lot of people were shocked that we didn't have Uncle Jesse or Josh Gad.
And also Neil Patrick Harris is on Broadway, so that's why it's not that he's declined it or anything. It's because he has something going on, so he's not going to be there this year. And people are definitely noticed that there's a couple of regulars that are very popular that are not on the list this year.
I'm very excited about Jennifer Gardner. And I've seen Henry Winkler speak, and he's fabulous. He's the Fonz. And Lauren Daigle. So wish I was going to Epcot over Christmas.
I would love to see Jordan Fisher, and I would love to see Brandon Frazier. They're probably the two on the list that I would want to see the most.
All right, next on the list, Royal Caribbean has halted stops to Labadee, their island in Haiti, until April 2026. Unfortunately, this does affect some of my guests. So I have a nice little email here about what they're doing instead. So it depends on ship and date, obviously, but some of the stops that they're subbing in are Georgetown, Grand Cayman, Nassau, Bahamas, San Juan, Puerto Rico, Bimini, Bahamas, Turks and Caicos, Falmouth, Jamaica, Nassau, Porta Plata, Dominican Republic. So it affects quite a few sailings. If that is you, if you shoot me your date, I can tell you what is being swapped out instead if you didn't see an email yourself. But I feel like these are great swaps.
Oh, yeah. I mean, it's not like they're giving you a terrible option. They're great options. Especially if you're sailing during the time frame that you can go to their new private beach area in Nassau. You could swap that out if you wanted to.
That's a great idea. All right, let's jump into our episode today. I think when we put this on the calendar, we did it as in conjunction with a pre-trip for me being at Universal this week. But do as I say, not as I do. And I don't even know what I'm doing yet. So hop onto Instagram right now and see if I found a place to stay Tuesday night. Because right now I have no idea where I'm staying Tuesday night. I have no idea what I'm doing. All I know is I'm going to an RIP tour and I'm going to probably not sleep Wednesday tonight because I'm either scared out of my mind or because I'm catching a very early flight. So I'm not going to have time to sleep. So come follow along. It's bound to be interesting, I'm sure.
It's going to be a quick or down and back trip for her.
Yeah, we're trying to figure out my little Reese's preschool drop-off and pickup schedule. And I think I'm missing Wednesday pickup and drop-off and maybe a drop-off Thursday. But I'm going to be back for doing all the rest. So tell my kids, you're not even going to know I'm gone. It's fine.
You're not even going to notice. It'll be fine. But we will have a post-trip, of course. So when she gets back, we're going to talk all about how the trip went and what her experience was like going to Halloween Horror Nights for the first time and then also experiencing an RIP tour. I'm really excited to hear about it.
Stay tuned. Or actually just hop on Instagram right now at the proper way to go. And
Yes.
Hopefully I'll remember to tag the podcast page because I'm not very good at that.
Either way, we'll have the content out there. You'll get to hear it or you'll get to see it. So for today, we're going to be covering the Universal Studios side of Universal Orlando and doing you can only choose one. When we went through Islands of Adventure, it was Islands of Adventure is literally a circle around this little like central pond lake area. And it's just, from one area to the next. It's very easy to circle around. You can still go from land to land in Universal Studios, but it's a little like lopsided. It's not a circle. It's more like a P with a little bit of maybe an R with DreamWorks
in there. Yeah, like some little offshoots.
Yeah, but we're gonna go in order. We're gonna start in Minions Land when you first come in, then go to New York, San Francisco, the Wizarding World of Harry Potter and Diagon Alley, the World Expo, Springfield, DreamWorks Land, and then Hollywood. And that connects right back up into kind of the side of Minion Land. And then you can head out if you wanted to go all the way around.
All right. I'm going to kick us off. And if you're new here, the way we do this, we pick a ride, a food, a snack, and an attraction or show in each land, just to give you a little idea of something that you've heard before that you can pull out of your back pocket if you need to. So my ride, I'm going to VillainCon Minion Blast. Think Midway Mania type, but you're standing on a little conveyor belt. Mm-hmm. You don't sit down. And they hand you a laser gun.
Yeah.
And then you go through and hit targets. It's a good time. I think my kids would love this. My kids have never been to Universal. Preface that. But I think they would both get a kick out of this.
Yeah, it's fun. It is a fun ride. The first time I did it, I basically spent the first part of it completely confused and trying to figure out how to use the gun. And then I didn't score very many points.
For my food, I'm going to go to Minion Cafe. I'm going to get the steak and cheese ray sandwich, which is a French onion dipped roast beef, caramelized onions, a secret sauce, cheesy pimento cheese on a cheddar and onion roll.
That sounds good.
Yeah. And then for my snack, I'm going to get something cool at the freeze rate popsicles and whatnot. I'm going to share my beef right now with Universal. They don't share menus of their snack stands.
No, they don't. Or their little quick service areas, they don't always share menus of those places either, depending on, some of them they do, but some of them they don't.
So if you can Google and find like a picture of a menu, you might be able to find exactly what kind of freeze rate pop you would like. But you're kind of just, if you're there and see it, on a
Right.
whim.
Yeah.
So that's my beef this week. Anyway, attraction. I'm going to go to the Illumination Theater for a meet and greet. You can meet most of the Minions family and or some of the Sing characters.
Oh, that's fun. I don't think I realized you could see the Sing characters.
Yeah, I don't think they're out as much just because there's more of the Minions to rotate.
Yeah, I mean, it's Minions land, so it's kind of right there.
Yeah, but there's a couple of them there. I think the gorilla, maybe the pig. I don't remember. All I know is my kids love that movie, and it's a decent watch for an adult. So
It is. Yeah, it is. I think both of them are.
yes.
The references to like the songs that they sing they're just the best. So for me, I would also do the VillainCon Minion Blast. Minion Mayhem gets a lot of love and it usually has a really long wait, but it's a 3D simulator ride and those are just not my jam. And that makes it hard for me actually in Universal Studios in general. That's why for the most part, like I like Islands of Adventure better because there's a lot of simulator rides in Universal Studios and they just, they make me sick. And even when I'm taking Dramamine, they still make me sick. So I'm going to pick Minion Blast because it's like, Web Slingers or Toy Story Mania or, that kind of thing. For food, I'm going to go also to the Minion Cafe. That's pretty much the main option there. They have some pretty cool stuff there. They have something that's called Lucy's Top Secret Salmon, and it's wood grilled salmon, coconut blue rice, Thai cucumbers, edamame, and lipstick taser sauce. If you don't know the Despicable Me movies, Lucy has a lipstick that she uses as a taser. For my snack, they have Bake My Day. This is a really cute little shop. It has lots of things in it. It has treats, but it also has Despicable Me merchandise all in it. And it's not all just Minion specifically themed, it's Despicable Me. So you can see a bunch of different things. I think they have a unicorn cupcake that's kind of really well known there. Obviously, I can't have that, but it's definitely worth going in there. I would probably grab a candy apple or popcorn. They have prepackaged popcorn in there that I would probably grab as a fun snack. Just like Krystle, I would love to meet Gru and the Minions. I love this IP. I love Despicable Me. I love Gru. I just think he's hilarious. So meeting him and getting a picture with him would be really fun for me. Moving into New York, the ride that I would choose is Revenge of the Mummy. I don't know who out there has seen this movie. So it's based on a movie and has Brendan Fraser in it. And he's perfection. He's so funny. I love this movie. It also is a dark and creepy indoor roller coaster. So just in general, that's right up my alley. It's a very good ride. For food, they have Finnegan's Bar and Grill. They have a lot of really good options here, but it's kind of heavy because it's an Irish bar and grill. So depending on how warm it is outside, I think I would maybe switch what I would be eating. But for the most part, I would want to keep it light. And then I would get the pub salad with shrimp. If I was feeling a little like more brave and I was going to get something a little on the heavier side, they have Irish loaded chips and they look super yummy. They have Starbucks in this section, so that would be where I would get a coffee. I would stop and get a coffee. The Blues Brothers show would be the attraction that I would go to. This show is performed around 5 times a day, and it starts with the Blues Brothers driving around the park before they go onto the stage. To find the show, you can stand on Delancey Street. It's kind of an offshoot of the main drag in New York. So you kind of have to cut down that side street, and there's a sign where you can see where the stage is. So you'll be able to see it once you cut down the side street.
Did you watch this show with me?
Not with you, no. I don't think so. We did watch it when we were there another time.
I must have happened upon it on my way into the park.
I think you did. I think that you happened upon a couple of different things that day. I think it was the day that we met that first time and you had been at the park and I met you there in the afternoon and you kind of were able to go around and explore a little bit. Yeah, that was a day it was so hot and I was so cranky because I couldn't find where you were and I was very irritated. So I went straight back and met you at the night bus.
For my ride, I'm also going to do Revenge of the Mummy. I need to ride that this week. We'll see. Food. I'm going to go to Louis' Italian restaurant and get the meatball sub combo, and it comes with a side Caesar salad. I love a good meatball sub. And then for my snack, this is a little time of year dependent, but I'm going to say some sort of food booth. This is where they're set up for Mardi Gras, for Halloween Horror Nights. They're all kind of like in the New York Central. It's not Central Park area, but whatever
It's
it is.
kind of like that. Yeah. It's on
Yeah.
like a little square. Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm going to say that because there's always something good. I was just looking at the menus for some of the Halloween Horror Nights. We've had some good stuff at Mardi Gras.
Yeah. That's a very good idea because when we stopped for the Mardi Gras booths, the food was really good from the booth that we stopped at.
Puerto Rico. For my attraction, I also picked the Blues Brothers Street Show. It was just a good time. It was fun just to have something going on as you're walking through the streets of New York. And I'm going to be singing Welcome to New York.
Just as a disclaimer, though, I think that whole area in general is like, there's no shade, like at all. So if it's in the summer, you are going to be standing out in the blazing hot sun. There's nowhere to stand for shade in that particular section.
No, unless you can like get on Delancey Street and catch the buildings just right, like with some shade in the buildings. Next up is San Francisco. I'm going to ride Fast and Furious. The cool is really cool if you have a car junkie, but a lot of the ride is a screen simulation, so just be prepared for that. For my food, I'm going to go to the San Francisco Pastry Company and get the grilled cheese and tomato soup. This grilled cheese sounded so good. It's made with cheddar, Munster, and mozzarella, topped with bacon jam, and served with a cup of creamy tomato soup.
Oh my gosh, that sounds so good. Holy cow.
I'm very excited I'm doing this episode today, so I have my list ready.
Oh my gosh, bacon jam?
Yeah.
Tell me more.
I almost picked the shrimp Alfredo from Lombard's, but then I saw this from the pastry company. I was like, oh, yes, no question. And then for my snack, I'm just going to get whatever looks good in the pastry window at the San Francisco Pastry Company. They have a variety of cakes, cheesecake, cream horns, brownies, Napoleons, tiramisu, chocolate mocha pyramids, whatever's calling my name for the day.
Yeah, they have. It is a just chocolate pastry, any kind of dessert lover's dream in there, and they are. It's so good.
For my attraction, I'll probably see if I can find the beat builders. They're like the jammers. It's like the street and sphere drummer dudes. That's always a good time.
For me, for the ride, I'm skipping a ride in this section. The only available option is Fast and Furious, and it is a simulated ride, and I think it's so lame that they put you in this pretend bus and they like just put screens up there. I just think it's lame, and it's probably going to make me sick, so I'm boycotting that ride. I'm going to go to Lombard's Seafood Grill, and I know that this is a seafood restaurant, and I love seafood, but a lot of their seafood is fried or includes some type of pasta. So just hear me out a little bit about this burger that they have. It's Angus beef, has house aioli, pepper jack cheese, house-made pickles, and sugar bacon.
Yum. Sounds so good.
Holy moly. Yum. The other option, if I wanted to go maybe a little lighter, I would probably pick the shrimp cocktail and a Caesar salad for, if I just didn't want the heaviness of a cheeseburger. But that burger sounds so delicious. For my snack, I'm going to go to the San Francisco Pastry Company. I'm going to get some type of fudge there. I feel like the last time I got fudge there, it was some kind of, it wasn't s'mores because it didn't have like the graham cracker in it, but I feel like there was marshmallows in there whatever I got the last time. It was so good. I got this like big chunk of it. This place also has some fun merch in there. So it's not just desserts, including Jaws merch because it's right next to where Bruce is in the park. Ella randomly got the unicorn stuffy from Despicable Me whenever Agnes gets it. And she's like, it's so fluffy. She got that unicorn from that shop. And then the attraction that I would do is to get a picture with Bruce because I have a couple different taken pictures with Bruce a couple different times, but you can never have too many pictures from the Jaws movie. It's the best. Okay. So next, we are moving into the Wizarding World of Harry Potter, Diagon Alley. And I will say that although overall I like Islands of Adventure better, I like that side of the park better, I definitely like Diagon Alley better for the Wizarding World of Harry Potter. I haven't been to Epic Universe yet, so obviously I could potentially change my mind, but it would take a lot because this area to me is just the epitome of the Harry Potter movies. The ride that I would do is Escape from Gringotts. It's another dark indoor roller coaster, so I would love that. At Leaky Cauldron, for the most part, I'm probably going to go there for breakfast because I love breakfast, and it has both the traditional English breakfast and the traditional American breakfast. I would not be getting tomato or black pudding with the traditional English breakfast, or I would just like move it to the side and throw it away. But I love breakfast. If I were to go for lunch, I would get the Hunter's Chicken bacon wrap. It's a bacon wrap chicken breast with barbecue, Monterey, and cheddar cheese and peas and chips. Side note, I don't know why I love peas. Like I know a lot of people they don't like peas, but I love peas. It's like one of my favorite vegetables. So I'm like, oh, this has peas with it. I think that's probably a very English thing to do anyway. For snack, I'm getting a frozen butterbeer. And for the attraction, I'm going to watch Celestina Warbeck and the Banshee Show. This is a stage show. They perform songs in the Carpet Market section of Diagon Alley. It's basically completely covered up. So even if it's raining or if it's super hot out, it's shaded. So it's a nice little kind of a darker, cooler spot to go if you need to have a break.
Did we catch a section of this when we were getting our butterbeer?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I think we caught the tail end.
I thought so.
I actually think we may have caught the tail end of Tales of Beetle the Barb. I think they were reading. I don't think it was Celestina. I think it was the other show that they do.
All right. For my ride, I need to do Escape from Gringotts. I've just never ridden it, so I can't say. But I really like the Hogwarts Express, the King's Cross station, and they have the special effect to get your phone ready and film because you can see yourself walking through the wall. For my food, I am also going to go to the Leaky Cauldron, and I'm going to get the cottage pie. It's a savory combination of beef and chunky vegetables in a potato crust served with a garden salad. Snack, I've got to get some version of butterbeer, probably frozen. For my attraction, I picked the night bus just because since I sat there and waited for you, I sat and watched what's the little thing on there?
Are you talking about the shrunken head?
Yes, the little talkative head. Catcalling and hollering at other people. And it was so fun just to sit and watch him. And then you also had the conductor talking to people. So it was just a great people watching experience. But also I gotta give a shout out to the shopping because there's so many fun shops in Diagon Alley. And then sit and watch the dragon breathe fire.
Yes. Anyone that knows the Harry Potter movies or the books, I mean, it is a replica of Diagon Alley. And so all of the shops that are on that street, they have them all there. So it's very fun to go in. Even if you don't buy anything or even if you don't get anything, just walking up and down the street and looking at everything and all the detail is amazing.
Yeah, you could spend all day right there doing that.
I could definitely do that.
All right. Next, we're going to be over to World Expo, and it's kind of a sad little area.
Very weird.
Yeah. The only ride here is Men in Black. So basically you get a laser gun and you take out aliens and compete for points. And then there's not really any food. There are 8,000 drink stations. There's some good Coke refill machines, but there's also the Coca-Cola Refresh Lounge. So I'm going to go sit in some AC and sip some very cold Diet Coke.
Yes.
For my snack and for my food and for my attraction.
Yeah. I mean, and basically the same for the most part. It's pretty much the same for me. There's not a lot there. It's very similar to Skull Island with the King Kong ride in Islands of Adventure. It's just the one ride and there's really not anything else there. And I'm not really sure why it's not included. Yeah, I don't understand why it's not included with another area. So moving on to Springfield. So this area is called Springfield, USA, home of The Simpsons. So any of you out there that are Simpsons fans, this is definitely a fun spot. I watched The Simpsons, but I was not ever super obsessed with them. So this area is fun, but it doesn't really, it doesn't make me excited like the other areas do. Both of the rides in this area are absolutely no-goes for me. They're both notorious for causing motion sickness. So one of them is the Simpsons ride, and then the other one is called the Twirl and Hurl. I mean, it has Hurl in the name, so I'm not getting on that ride. For food, they have this little street that has a bunch of different options for food, and you can kind of go in and they just have a bunch of different options in there to choose from. Luigi's Pizza, they have a gluten-free crust option, so I would just get a cheese pizza on a gluten-free crust. The snack, if you've been listening, you know that me and my girls typically try to find a slushie of some sort. They're called squishies, but it's a slushie. You can get it from a Quickie Mart, or there's a little cart across from it called the Quickie Cart that you can also get a slushie. And we have gotten a slushie or a squishy from the Quickie Cart before. For the attraction, there is an amusement park section. You do have to pay to play the games, but it is fun to, if you want to go and just play a couple of different games. I let the girls play here. The last time we were there, they won the three-eyed orange fish. I think it's called Blinky from The Simpsons. It's the fish that's found in the water around the nuclear power plant where Homer works. And so it has three eyes. And they still have that.
So fun. For my ride, to choose between the two, I would go maybe the Twirl and Hurl, because it is kind of like Dumbo, where it's but I feel like the fresh air would help with the sickness over just a simulated roller coaster. For food, I am going to go to the Bumblebee Man's Taco Truck for some carne asada tacos. And for my snack, I'm going to go to the Lard Lad Donuts for the massive pink donuts. If you've seen any sort of food or snack pictures from Universal, you've seen this picture. It's head size. I never watched The Simpsons growing up, so I'm not as into it. I've walked through here both times, just kept on walking.
You can meet the characters. I think they have characters where you can meet them if you wanted to. That's an option.
Next, let's go to DreamWorks Land. This is their newest land. It's cute. I'm going to ride the Trolls roller coaster. It is a very short kiddie roller coaster. Both times I've been there, the line has been crazy long, but it's cute. For food, I'm going to go to the DreamWorks Imagination Cafe and get a Pose Kung Fu Bao. Steam buns filled with char siu pork and chicken teriyaki. And then for a snack, I'm going to go to Swamp Snacks. This was another one. You've seen pictures of the Shrek pretzel and some other things, but you can't find it on our menu anywhere. So I did track down, they have a swamp dog that is oozing green cheese hot dog wrapped in pizza tree bark, which I'd give it a try. Let's see what it's about. And then for my attraction, I'm going to do the Shrek swamp meet. We met Shrek last year and it was a good time. And if he's there with Donkey, Shrek was the movie we'd always watch in Spanish class growing up.
That's funny.
So I've seen Shrek 100 times. So that's a nostalgia thing for me.
For me, I would also do the roller coaster. The food options are very minimal for me here. It's mostly snacks that are not a gluten-free option, like the hot dog or a pretzel or something like that. But they do have a soft serve at Troll Streets that I would get as a snack. They have a couple different flavors. I would want to go with the Brozone Berry. It's blue. It's a soft serve. And then for the attraction, I would want to do the Imagination Celebration. I love little shows, and this one is only about 20 minutes. It features DreamWorks characters like Shrek, Kung Fu Panda, and the Trolls, and it's just a fun little sing-a-dance kind of show and gives you the ability to get out of the heat for 20 minutes. So last but not least, we'll be moving into the Hollywood section. Previously, I would have selected Rip Ride Rocket because I love that ride, but They are removing it. They shut it down. So it's very sad. RIP, Rip Ride Rocket. Since they don't have it, I'm going to pick E.T. It's a classic that I like to do when I'm there. It's the only original opening day ride left at Universal Studios. So to me, that's a big deal.
And it's not a screen simulator. So
no, it's not.
Props to that.
Yeah. And I mean, it is old. I mean, you can tell it's very dated, but there's something nostalgic about the ride in general. And if you watched E.T. as you were growing up, it just kind of gives you all the feels to do the ride. For food, I would do Mel's Drive-In. They have a California Cobb grilled salad combo. It comes with a drink. So I would love to get a nice cold Diet Coke. Yum. For a snack, I would get an ice cream sundae from Mel's. You have the option to make that gluten-free if you want. It's, ice cream and whipped cream and chocolate sauce. Can't really go wrong with that. And then for attraction in general, this area has a great street atmosphere. I think very similar to probably like the New York area as well. Like they have Marilyn Monroe, different characters walking around. So it's fun.
Had Wicked characters recently.
Yes, I agree. So it has a fun vibe on the street.
For sure. My ride, I'm also going on E.T. This is one of my very first rides I ever went on Universal. So I can claim the nostalgia of it. Kind of. For my food, I am going to go to Cafe La Bamba and go get the Baja Shrimp Rice Bowl. That's a choice of one protein, cilantro rice, black beans, cheese, pico, guac, sour cream, roasted corn salsa. Give me a bowl. Love a bowl.
Yeah, that sounds really good.
For my snack, if I want something savory, I'm going to stay at Cafe La Bamba and do the fresh salsa flight with salted lime chips. But if I need something sweet, I'm going to go to Central Park Crepes and find a crepe. And for my attraction, I'm going to go see the Bourne Stuntacular, similar to Indiana Jones.
Yeah, I would agree.
So that wraps up our picks in Universal Studios Florida.
We hope that this has been really helpful for you to be able to kind of, like Krystle was saying at the beginning, to be able to just listen in and have a quick pick for wherever you are in the park and a reference point so that you know kind of what's there and what options you have. I think we did okay today, not picking the same things. Sometimes we do. But for the most part, I think we gave some different options. I don't know why, but I think today, maybe it's because I'm kind of getting a cold, that I was very much in like a salad mood. So I think I picked a lot of salads today.
I'll tell you what, I'm going to go re-listen to our Islands of Adventure episode before I leave because I know I have like 3 or 4 snacks on there that I need to add to my list. So
yeah, I think for sure going to Mythos and there was a place that's like it's in like the port of entry that had like a ton of great stuff.
They have Dole Whips. Remember?
Yeah.
But they're not called, and I need to go do some market research. So
yeah, for sure. We need to hear back.
Okay.
We need to hear back on that. If you have time, my gosh, you're going to be like running like a crazy person while you're there. But we hope everybody enjoyed the episode. Thank you so much for listening this week. And we will chat with you all next week. Bye.
Thanks for tuning in to another episode of Wanderlust and Wishes.
If you enjoyed today's episode, don't forget to subscribe and leave us a review on your favorite podcast platform.
And remember, the world is full of wonders waiting to be explored. Until next time, happy travels.
Bye for now.